Maybe you're on the fence. Is the Apple TV worth the money? What's the point? Can't you just get a Roku or something cheaper like that? Well, yeah, maybe. Ultimately, you'll have to decide, but today I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons to buy an Apple TV 4K. These are my 5 favorite things personally about using the Apple TV in my day-to-day life. Let's go! Yo, what's up guys? Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy smart home using Apple's HomeKit with new videos released every Sunday right here. So this video isn't really a review. I'm not going to be talking too much about frame rates and processing speeds and all that good stuff. If you do want that, I did make a video discussing everything you need to know about the new Apple TV 4K. I will put a link to that below in the description if you want to check it out. But no, this video today here is going to be how I actually use the Apple TV every day for the past few years and why I prefer it over other options. So I just wanted to share what really sets the Apple TV apart in my experience so you can determine if maybe it's right for you as well. There are some real benefits I think that most people don't really understand regarding the Apple TV until you actually use one on a daily basis. And stick around because we're also going to talk a little bit about that new Apple TV 4K, the 2021 model, which I recently did purchase. And we'll talk about the new remote, how I feel about it, and whether you should upgrade or just buy one of these for yourself. So the first thing that I love about using the Apple TV is that it's part of that wonderful Apple ecosystem. This means that the setup is amazingly simple. Just plug it in, hold your phone near the new Apple TV, go through a few steps, and you can even transfer your preferences over to the new Apple TV from your phone. You can use your iPhone for things like typing in passwords or searches anytime you need to, which, believe me, makes it much easier than doing things with the remote. If you've ever tried to enter a long password with a gaming or an old TV remote, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And you can even use the remote app on your iPhone to control the Apple TV if you can't find the TV remote or maybe you just don't feel like getting up. So there's a number of examples that I can give you about how great this ecosystem is with an Apple TV. For example, if you have a HomePod in the room, you can tell it to turn on or off the TV or play and pause your show. You can easily cast content from your iPhone or your iPad or your Mac to the TV through AirPlay. You also have access to all of your iCloud photos, your Apple Music, and your HomeKit smart home accessories on the Apple TV. In other words, if you're invested into the Apple ecosystem or heading in that direction, this is just another great experience and extension of that ecosystem of devices and software that all works really well together. Number 2, the next thing that really makes the Apple TV superior for me is how well the Apple TV app consolidates all of my content from all of my streaming services. So this is really the game changer for me and probably the biggest reason that I like to use Apple TVs in all of my rooms. So Apple boasts that with the Apple TV app, you can have, quote, all of your TV all in one app. That's actually what I've always loved about Apple's HomeKit for my smart home. All of my smart home accessories, regardless of the brand that makes those accessories, are all accessible in the same app, Apple's Home app. The same thing applies for the Apple TV app, really. All of my streaming content, regardless of the streaming service, is all accessible in the same app. So it pulls in content from all of my streaming apps that I'm subscribed to, like Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu, Spectrum, HBO Max. You know, you get the idea. These are all apps that I have actually installed on my Apple TV and I'm signed into. So I can just sit down and browse this one app, the TV app, to see what shows I'm currently watching, what's up next, and recommended content from all of those streaming apps right there in one place. You know, you don't really have to sit and think, okay, I want to watch The Mandalorian. That's Disney Plus. Let me open up Disney Plus. Or let's see, I want to watch the next episode of Yellowstone. Gosh, what app was Yellowstone in? You know, none of that. Just open up the Apple TV app and it'll show you the next episodes for all the shows that you're currently watching, regardless of what app it plays from. And when you click on an episode, it'll open up the appropriate app and start playing. 90% of the time, I don't even realize which apps I'm actually using when I'm watching TV shows because I just always access my content from that Apple TV app. Now, I know what you're thinking, and somebody's gonna say this, but Shane, the Apple TV app actually comes pre-installed on some smart TVs nowadays, so you can just use the smart TV, no need to buy the Apple TV 4K. It's way more expensive, and that's true, you can, and I've tried, but it's not the same. Let me explain. I did a little experiment not too long ago. I bought a smart TV for my studio up here. It had the Apple TV app pre-installed on the TV itself, so no need for the Apple TV box, right? Well, I tried it. That was the experiment. I was gonna see if it could do all the things that my Apple TVs do in the other rooms. And first of all, it was obviously missing that real easy setup and integration, that ecosystem that I mentioned earlier. And secondly, I had noticed that it just does not consolidate the content nearly as well. This just did not work well on the smart TV for me, even though it did have the Apple TV app. You'll only be able to watch content using the apps that are installed on that smart TV. So for example, there were a few shows that I was watching at the time on HBO Max, and the LG TV that I bought didn't have an HBO Max app available. So the Apple TV isn't going to be able to consolidate content from apps that aren't available on the TV's operating system. It turned out just to be a huge hassle to turn on the TV and find content using that crappy operating system that comes on the TV. That TV OS that's installed on the Apple TV is just so much better and faster and frankly just less painful than all the other operating systems that I've used to stream content from, whether that's from Roku's or especially, the built-in operating systems on the smart TVs themselves. Just not fun. And to go a little further, if you have multiple Apple TVs, you have the option when you're setting up a new one to sync your home screen across multiple Apple TVs. So I love this. This makes it feel like you're actually using the same Apple TV when you're in different rooms. Like a lot of times I'll start watching a show in the living room, then turn it off halfway through and then go to my bedroom, turn on my Apple TV there, and it's like I'm using the same device. And since everything syncs up via my Apple ID, I just open up the TV app, and my up next section is updated with the progress of the last show that I was just watching in the living room right there where I left off. So it's really a truly seamless viewing experience across multiple rooms and TVs, which I just love. Number 3, Fitness Plus and Arcade Plus. So I'm grouping these together. These are both additional services by Apple that you can pay for. I'm actually subscribed to the Apple One Premier plan, which gives me and my family access to these services as well as others like Apple TV Plus and Apple Music. But the Apple TV is the only streaming box that allows you to take advantage of Fitness Plus and Arcade Plus. So I've used Arcade Plus a little, not a whole lot. In fact, if there's any games that you guys recommend that I should try out, please let me know in the comments down below. But I do think the Fitness Plus experience on the Apple TV is really quite incredible. Both my wife and I have both used this when we're at home and we just want to bust out one of those home workouts. You can get access to all the workouts with new ones released every week. Play them from the Apple TV and it all syncs up with your Apple Watch, so you can do things like check your heart rate and your exercise goals right there on the screen during the workouts. It's really cool. Again, more of that Apple ecosystem kind of working together there to really provide you with a truly unique experience. And number 4, smart home integration. So, I got to bring this up. As you may or may not know, the Apple TV works as a HomeKit hub for your smart home. This means you can control your smart home accessories when you're away from home and do things like that. Basically, it kind of acts as the brains to your smart home. But another thing that is really truly unique to the Apple TV box is that you can access your HomeKit accessories from your TV. So you can access your rooms, cameras, and scenes from the control center there in the TV OS. You can say things to the Siri Remote like show me the front porch to get quick access to your cameras right there on the TV. And possibly one of my very favorite features of the Apple TV is that you can get a video pop-up of your HomeKit cameras while you're watching TV. So there you are watching Mandalorian or whatever it is you watch, and then somebody rings the doorbell. Boom, you get a pop-up right there on the screen showing you who's at the front door. How freaking cool is that? And if you have HomePods around, you can also get a chime and an announcement saying who is at the door if the camera recognizes that person. I mean, come on. Starting to see a common theme here. That Apple ecosystem is legit. At number 5, the Siri Remote. Now, this isn't the only remote out there with voice capabilities, but it is the only one with Siri. Love it or hate it. Now, the Siri Remote was recently updated, which I do like. It's more functional than the last. However, I don't really like the design of this one. I think it's kind of ugly, but it's easier to use, it's harder to lose, and it has a mute button, so I'll take it. But even the last one, I really learned to love. Just the ability to use Siri on your remote to issue commands is great. I use it all the time to open apps, open settings, search for movies or shows, turn on subtitles, even control my smart home devices. And when watching a movie, you can say things like skip ahead 2 minutes or what did she say, and the TV will actually rewind 15 seconds and temporarily put on subtitles so you can see what she just said. Again, how cool is that? And it's great for searching for movies or shows through the operating system. My daughter uses this all the time. You know, you can say things like find Frozen or whatever movie you want, and when you find one, you can tap it and read all the info. You can scroll down to see which apps you have installed that you can watch with. Again, see, that operating system is kind of consolidating all of your content, all the apps right there to make it a really good experience. You're not having to go search through multiple apps to find a movie or a show. You can just search for a show, and if you have an app that can view it or play it, it'll show you right there in the search through that nice TV OS. And here's a fun little tip. With your Siri Remote, you can actually say, just like this, hold the Siri button and say, watch Shane Watley on YouTube, and it'll instantly open YouTube and take you to your favorite YouTube channel. Now you know. So with all of this said, how do I feel about this new Apple TV 4K? Well, I did buy one as soon as it became available so I could put the Apple TV in this studio right here. It has a few spec upgrades. It has a better processor, support for Wi-Fi 6, Thread, and high frame rate HDR content. But all the things mentioned in this video actually apply to both the previous 4K model and this new 2021 Apple TV 4K. You know, it's really just an incredible streaming device in my opinion. Both the previous and the new 4K model. Potentially overkill maybe for certain people, but for the right person or setup, it's just an amazing product. If you are into that Apple ecosystem, then I can't recommend it enough, especially if you can take advantage of some of those features that are exclusive to the Apple TV, like Fitness Plus or that HomeKit integration. And if you already have the previous 4K model, I don't really think there's enough reason to upgrade to the new one for most people. I mean, I wouldn't. The only reason I got the new one is because I actually wanted an Apple TV in a room that didn't already have one. I'm actually not upgrading any of my, existing Apple TV 4Ks. And if you really love that new remote, well, of course, you can just buy the remote for about $60 to pair with your old Apple TV 4K. To me, it's the Siri functionality that, even with the old one, makes navigating and using the Apple TV a real pleasure on a daily basis, regardless of which remote you end up using. For all the details and more explanation of everything new to this new 2021 model, check out this video right up here. I hope this video helped you determine if an Apple TV would be a good fit for you and your setup. If you want to learn more about building a HomeKit smart home, check out this playlist right here to get started. Subscribe for new HomeKit videos every Sunday, and thanks so much for joining me today. We'll see y'all next time.